In 2006, we lost Ronnie Sox of the famous Sox and Martin racing team. It was a shock to the Mopar world, and we all realized at that moment that we were not going to have our heroes around forever. Soon wrote an editorial in Mopar Collector's Guide referencing how we needed to do a Hall of Fame for the Mopar heroes that we grew up with, to preserve Mopar history for the future generations. As the years went by, I ran into a good friend of mine, Jim Kramer, at a show, and he asked me when I was going to do a Mopar Hall of Fame. I must have looked at him with a yeah right look in my eyes. He proceeded to say, "If you don't do it, no one else will." In my heart of hearts, I knew he was right, so in 2011 I began lining up sponsors and critical people to help me pull something together that the entire Mopar community could be proud of. What we ended up with was a number of Hall of Fame induction dinners that were held Saturday night of each Chrysler's at Carlisle event from 2012 until 2018. The Mopar Hall of Fame will go forward each preceding year in the pages of Mopar Collector's Guide magazine. This is one of those recordings made on one of those incredible nights at the Mopar Hall of Fame at Chrysler's at Carlisle.
So, Brandon, you want to come up? Otto Rosenbusch worked for Chrysler, and he was a sneaky guy. And I'm going to let his son tell you what he did, because it's really neat.
Thank you. On behalf of the family, I'd like to thank you all for this, for Rob, Mopar Collector's Guide, and the the Mopar Hall of Fame. It's really an honor for my father. I know he'd never expect something like this. You have to understand, my father spent 30 years with Chrysler, mostly in public relations, doing dealer announcements and those kind of big events. In 1975, he was given responsibility for the archives and the heritage of Chrysler, the old cars and everything else. Everybody knows in 1979 things got a little bad. Things weren't looking too good. So the way he put it, the bean counters came sniffing around. And I apologize if anybody's in finance, but he would have hated you. Because they came looking to see how much things were worth, what they could sell off, what they could generate some capital, and get rid of these old things that were sitting around. So what he did, as any good car guy would do, is he stole everything. He took the cars and sent them to warehouses all over the company. They went literally into back rooms. They built fake walls and hid them. It wasn't the biggest car collection in the world. It was a significant collection. The last original 1924 Chrysler, a car Mr. Chrysler had driven, the last one we know of. Carl Breer's Airflow, the gentleman who designed the Airflow, it's his car. And of course, 3 turbine cars. He hid them all and saved them for posterity. And there's also the archives, which occupied about 10,000 square feet at the time. He loaded them up into trucks and took them out the front gate of the Chrysler headquarters. The only way he could do that was by longtime Chrysler security guards who were passionate about Chrysler's history like you are, like he was, and plus he bribed them. And so they went right out the front gate and took him to another warehouse where he hid everything. Those same bean counters came sniffing around and wanted to know where the stuff was. And he just light his pipe, smile, and say, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And he denied that for about a year. At the same time, these guys would go to his boss and his boss's boss and complain about him, demand that he get fired for stealing things. But the beauty is the people at the top knew what he was doing was right, that they backed him up, much the way we have management now, that they backed the guy doing the right thing. So he stole everything, hid it. A few years later, times got better, things turned around. The archives came out of storage. I actually got a job there. My sister actually worked there for a while. The cars came out of storage. Those same cars, there was about 20 at the time, it's grown into about 350 cars now. The archives, that was about 10,000 square feet, is now about 30,000 square feet. So what he did became the basis of what became the Chrysler Museum today, that opened up in 1999. All those same cars that he squirreled away, that he spirited out the back door, are there for people to enjoy, people to appreciate. The archives is there where I'm fortunate enough to go in every day and work there and remember him and see the stuff that he spirited away. It's now a proud part of the company. is something that the company backs 100%. And you know, the day the museum opened was the proudest day of his life. And it's a real honor to be part of this. For Rob and everybody here to recognize what he did, it's really humbled the family, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
If you like this video, please smash the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this one online, hit the subscribe to Mopar TV button. It's totally free. Also, if you'd like to support the Mopar Hall of Fame and to vote for future inductees, go to MoparCollectorsGuide.com and subscribe to the only Mopar magazine that matters. A portion of your subscription will go to help keep Mopar history alive for future generations.